One time, two time. How y'all doing out there? Good to see y'all.
But I want to take it back. I actually was an immigrant myself. I came to this country when I was 9 years old, similar to your story.
Yeah.
I'm curious, when you came into the States at 9, what was your first impression?
So similar to you coming from Argentina, I was born in Haiti, and early memories are going to school on a donkey. When I tell my daughter that, she's like, "Dad, you ain't go to school on no donkey." Electricity, actually, we had no electricity. This was real. Like, I knew what it was like, the importance of a candle. A lot of times you forget, how powerful a candle actually is. The idea of going for clean water and going like 3 miles for clean water. My mom left me when I was 1 year old. So she went to the States because my daddy was already in America. And, so they go set up the life, it's the dream, So when I was growing up, I thought that my aunt was my mama, And so one day my aunt come to me like, yo, mama is coming from America to get you, And I'm like, I thought you was my mama, So to go from there to landing in, first of all, the idea of the village where I came from, we used to use slingshots, right? So you were a kid. So our version of Disneyland was we would take slingshots and, we'd be aiming at birds. And at times, there'd be like one big giant bird flying in the sky. And that's when I tell everybody in the village, yo, everybody come, we gotta hit this giant bird. Once we hit this bird, we gonna feed the whole village. Then you guys see like mad little kids sling shots, everybody like, and this is us. And it was an airplane, just to show you the mentality of how far we were when I went on an actual airplane. So when we got on an airplane for the first time, you have to imagine, it's like for me, this is getting on a UFO or something, and this is deep. Inside of the village of Haiti, I only seen a white person one time in my village, right? And I asked my grandma, I was like, yo, grandma, who this person? And it was a missionary at the time who was bringing rice from America. And I was like, grandma, who's this person? And they call him Le Blanc. So when we say Le Blanc, we don't mean like white. We mean the same way like the Indians say Le Blanc. The same way like before in Haiti you had the Africans, you had the Indians. So naturally, so when we say Le Blanc, just so you understand what we're saying. And my grandma said, that's Jesus Christ. So now I thought like Jesus was a white man that delivered rice. Cause yo, you gotta understand, it's funny, but it's real. So this is the only time that I seen Le Blanc. Now when I'm getting on American Airlines, there's a lot of Le Blancs. So I look at my brother and my brother says, man, you see all these Le Blancs? I said, yeah, they all related to Jesus. So just to show you, think about that. And now we're in the air, we take off. And our first memory of the United States is the Twin Towers. From the air, you see the lights. And this is us seeing lights for the first time like this. Like, it's crystal lights. And I look at my brother again and I'm like, yo, what is this? He says, look, it's the city of diamonds. We're rich the minute we get on the ground. And we get on the ground and we end up in a place called Marlboro Projects in Coney Island, which was the roughest project at the time. And we get in the house and we feel like we've made it because of where we came from and where we was at. We was just happy because we had a refrigerator. We didn't know what that was. And we can open up and then there's water. We saw city lights. So it just felt like a 360 of a complete culture shock.
We talked a little bit about this before we came here. As an immigrant, your parents come and they sacrifice their life to provide opportunity, for you to succeed in a new country. I'm curious, when your parents found out that hip hop was the thing you wanted to do, what was their immediate reaction?
children of immigrants, there's a list of 3 to 4 things that you must be when you come to America. The list is always similar. Whether if you're from Argentina, Haiti, Mexico, it don't matter. It's this similar 3 list. It's like doctor, lawyer, engineer. You know what I mean? So the word rapper was nowhere on this list. The idea that I wanted to get into rap was a culture shock for my father at the time, who was a Nazarene minister of faith and did not understand why would I want to participate in music that was being played outside illegally, because these guys had no permits according to my dad. And why would somebody be driving in a car and want to play something so loud where they want to disturb the next car that might not want to hear it? So it didn't go off too well with my father. It was a rough time with my dad.
When you were starting off, you were a street battle rapper, but you also had a foot in the church choir. What was it like having a foot in both worlds?
So growing up, I was a battle rapper. Now, when you see the movie 8 Miles, that was me, naturally. And I still got that side of the brain. So anyone who wants to battle me, before I leave, I just want to make it clear. If you feel like you're a rapper in here, and you see Wyclef Jean shaking his hips with Shakira, and you like, I could take this guy, he don't rap no more. Please, motherfucker. Feel free before this is over. So in the streets, battle rapping, it was a form of survival and a form of respect. We did it for the art. And then the double lifestyle was, so you had the street life, and then there's a part of me that that's in the middle, which is the schooling. And for me, going to school, I fell in love with jazz at a very, very young age, being that I was playing all these different instruments in the church. At 14 years old, a jazz teacher forced me to study the upright bass. At 17, I was a jazz prodigy, competing all over California, Pasadena, studying the likes of Miles Davis, Bitches Brew. I loved moods inside of records like Moods, Spaces, and I was fascinated by Quincy Jones. So for me, I just thought like doing jazz in school was not that cool, you know what I mean? That wouldn't be hip. So I battled rap and I played my jazz on the side. And inside of my father's church, I was a complete choir boy. Every Sunday, I'm the director of the choir. I'll be a witness, a sanctified witness, a witness for the Lord. Oh God, I want to be, right? So, you know, so I'm like jamming to the church. And then I remember one Sunday, we ran out of hymns in the church. So the hymn book was finished. And I went to my dad. I was like, yo, Dad, we got a problem. Like, there's no more hymns here. There's none of these things. He said, well, that's not a problem. You go out there and you make up a song because the people are depending on you, you know? So for me, it was like these 3 constant worlds of going back and forth. And my dad was great because we was raised with Nazarene faith. So with Nazarene faith, you had a lot of missionaries that was coming throughout America. So we got a chance to participate in Kansas City and in different places. And with Nazarene faith at a very young age, I picked up Christian rock, like bands like Petra, Striper, Amy Grant. You see what I'm saying? Like people tripping, like how did Clef know this stuff? So it was like a mix of everything going on, but none of the words collided, and I basically had to keep the music side of the rap away from my father.
Speaking of musical influences, can you walk us through some of those early conversations when you, Lauren, and Praz got together?